Hey everybody, it's Alyssa here. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be discussing my first week in the Arizona COVID-19 ICU. I know that a lot of you are curious as to how it is, and so I just kind of wanted to just continue documenting my weekly COVID-19 ICU vlogs as I was doing in New York. I didn't really do that too much in Baltimore, really at all, because A, I didn't have time, B, honestly, I was kind of just a little depressed, C, I just did not like it there, like as far as the hospital goes, and D, I also had, my little surgery debacle. So, okay, and if you're wondering, yes, I am recording in front of my closet because this is the best lighting right now. It's currently like 4 a.m. My sleep schedule is so messed up, and I am just like, I need to record this, so here I am in front of my closet, so there are my clothes. Anyways, before I get started, please like, subscribe, comment if you want to follow along on my COVID ICU journey, and if you just want to know how things are going. I'll be discussing everything without obviously breaking HIPAA or anything like that. So let's get started. Okay, so as you guys know, I am doing, or maybe you don't know, but I'm doing night shift. So night shift can be a little crazy sometimes. I know a lot of people think that night shift is easier, but I mean, I do both night shift and day shift. And sometimes night shift can be super crazy depending on the hospital you're in, because if you're in like a level 1 trauma hospital, like the hospital I used to work at, you get all the car crashes, all the drunk driving, everything like that coming in, gunshots, like people like getting stuff stolen, etc., like getting mugged and stabbed. You get a lot of that at nighttime, and day shift is actually easier. But other hospitals, night shift is usually pretty easy, depending. But right now with COVID, every shift is just hard. So the night shift crew in this hospital, I'm so happy to say, are very, very nice. They're very welcoming. They're very thankful that we're there. It's a complete 180 from when I first started in New York and when I first started in Baltimore. I mean, the staff just was not very nice to start off with, so I was kind of expecting that here. And honestly, I haven't met one mean person in Arizona. Like, I don't know if it's because like the adventurous, like let's go on a hike people live here, but everybody here is just so cool, and I've met a lot of really cool people. But the staff, the doctors, everybody at this hospital is just amazing, and I'm really thankful for that. As far as the ICU COVID capacity goes, every single patient is positive, and we're even making rooms out of like rooms that were like supply rooms. Now they're actually like COVID ICU rooms, and when we get like open beds from either a patient getting extubated or a patient expiring, then we move them to the real room, and then we'll have that one like empty supply room as like a crash bed for if a patient in the hospital is coding. But the hospital is doing very well at handling the COVID and at, making sure that we have PPE and just like, I don't know, so far uplifting our spirits. I mean, it's only my first week, but those red flags, I mean, I've already worked 4 shifts, and those red flags you'll usually like catch on like right away, and I haven't really caught on to any red flags yet. My only real red flag is that they don't have Hoyer lifts, and they said like, oh, we prefer to do everything manual, which doesn't really sound like, I don't think anyone prefers to do anything manual. Like me, I prefer to use a Hoyer lift to lift a patient so that I don't throw out my back. But I will say that they have these special beds called Hercules beds, and the beds kind of just like move the patients up themselves. So I'm not too concerned about that. The staff is extremely helpful. They are very attentive to their patients, and they're very attentive to the travel nurses, like as far as like if they see that we need help, or that if they notice that I'm looking for something, they'll ask me, do you need to know where this is, or what do you need help with? So that's really nice. And the doctors as well, like, I don't know, I felt like in New York and in Baltimore, like the doctors and residents just like weren't doing that much, especially on night shift. Like some places the doctors don't really want to change the orders, and I feel like the doctors, especially on night shift, they're not only putting in like all the orders that need to be done for these COVID patients, as far as like proning them, unproning them, intubating them when they need to be, extubating when they need to be, like constantly doing blood gases, they're doing a lot of really good stuff, and they're very, very, very like fast on proning the patients. As soon as they see they need to be prone, they're like, let's prone these people. And this hospital is so good at proning people. For those who don't know, proning is like laying the patient on their stomach so that their lungs can kind of clear up and help them breathe better and like loosen up the secretions. But on night shift specifically, like these doctors and residents are so good. Like I don't think I've met like a better team of doctors in my opinion, honestly. Like they are just so like, we need to get this done, we need to do this, we need to do this, this, and this. Like they're always talking to the nurses and seeing like, hey, how was the night or how was the day, and they're always like checking in throughout the shift and seeing like if we need anything, what else can we do for this patient. And they're kind of like including us, which is what is supposed to happen. You're supposed to include like the whole care team, but they're getting more info from us and really including us, and we're helping to make decisions for the patient to help make the patients get better. I have seen a few patients die already in my first week, which is unfortunately normal with COVID, and a lot of the patients are older, have more health problems. I did see one patient who's like, on the younger side, and he was actually able to get extubated and go to the floor. So that was awesome, because most of the patients that I see that get extubated, usually like they have to stay in the ICU, they're still having trouble breathing, but this guy was just like out. So that was really nice to see. And he didn't want to be there either. He was like, when he woke up, he was like, get me out of here. I thought that man was gonna get up and walk right out of the door right then. So yeah, I mean, besides the like every patient being positive, the doctors are great, the staff is great. They really they're taking such good care of these patients. Like I'm really happy to be at this hospital, because in New York I kind of felt like I was just like fighting like a war against myself. It just felt like sometimes some of the staff didn't really care. And over here, it feels like the staff really cares and they really want to get these patients better by any means necessary. And they are just like ordering like all the equipment, all the specialty stuff that they need. They're ordering it, and so that's great. And everybody's really helpful. Everybody's really nice, like I said. Like my second night there, we had like a quesadilla night. So somebody brought in a quesadilla maker, and we like the whole like staff like on our breaks, like we got to make like little quesadillas. So that was really nice. And yeah, I mean, I wanted to show you guys, I bought a face shield off Amazon so that I can have my own little face shield. So I'll be wearing that. I can't talk through it. You guys probably can't hear me. So I bought that, which I'm really excited about. And then I bought this 3M mask. I bought a little lucky cat to hang off of it. I'm still waiting for the filters to come in, which will be right here. So I'm still waiting for those to come in. I bought P100 filters. I hadn't had one of these previously because like they were sold out everywhere, but now I get to have one. Can you hear me? I like this one because it clips in the back here, so that you can just kind of unclip from the back of your neck, so you don't have to slide it over. So it's just, I feel like less risk of infection, and I can really just kind of clean the whole thing. And I got the hard filters, so I'll be able to clean those filters as well. So I'm really excited to be able to have this stuff. Everything kind of got ordered and sold out when the pandemic started, and finally they're coming back in stock with stuff. So I finally get to have my own little equipment here, which many of the nurses and respiratory therapists have, and a lot of them have this one too. So that's why I got this little lucky cat, which hangs off my mask, and it doesn't like hang, below this. And then I'll be able to know which one is mine, but I can also clean this, because if you just write on your like Sharpie with it, usually the Cavi wipes, like the little cleaning wipes you use to clean the stuff, it smears off the Sharpie. Other than that, the Arizona air is so freaking dry, you guys. Like, I'm dying. So I actually bought a little, like, travel humidifier. It's like this big. Actually, why don't I just show you? So this is my little travel humidifier that I just bought. And I actually just hooked it up tonight. And ever since I've had it on, it has been amazing. The difference that humidifier has made for me is incredible. I honestly didn't think that this humidifier was gonna make that big of a difference, and I've only had it running for like 8 hours, and like already like my sinuses and everything feel so good. Like I was waking up every morning feeling like I was having like a nosebleed. Like it was so bad. It was so bad. So I'm so happy to have that humidifier. I just didn't think that it would work that well. I mean, they advertise it to like go next to computers, but it's been doing really well. So I have worked these next 4 nights, but I am really happy to be here. I'm here for 13 weeks, and honestly, like, I might renew if they ask me to, but we'll see. Because, I mean, Arizona is pretty bad with COVID. They're getting like 10,000 new cases a day, and just everybody here is so nice, you know, and I'm happy to work with a good team of both doctors and nurses. I'm happy to be with people that are welcoming, and this kind of does feel more like New York in the sense that everybody is COVID positive, like every single patient. In Baltimore, it wasn't like that. In Baltimore, not every patient was COVID positive. It was maybe sometimes only like 2 people in the unit. But even so, like, I feel like we have more resources and just a better team over here. And like a good team and like nice, welcoming people with good doctors and good nurses and like good administration. You really can't beat that. So I don't know. I think that this is probably going to be my favorite assignment yet, and I'm really excited to see what these next 13 weeks hold. I'm hoping that we can save a lot of people. If not save them, at least help make them comfortable and, you know, be with them while they exit into the next life, unfortunately. So that's pretty much it. If you guys want to follow along on my journey, please like, subscribe, comment. I'll be posting weekly vlogs of my COVID-19 Arizona ICU experiences. All right. Bye. Thanks for watching.